Uh, Hello, colleagues. Thank you very much for the invitation, and I am glad that I have a possibility to to show our experience and what we do here in Bulgaria with monitoring of Bulgarian biodiversity. I hope that there will be interesting questions after the presentation. First of all, as David said, I'm working for the Executive Environmental Agency, and we are the Bulgarian institutions which is responsible for the monitoring of biodiversity and all components of the environment. From almost 20 years, we manage the activities in so-called national system for monitoring of the state of biodiversity. And for short name, just biodiversity monitoring. In every 10 years, we try to update or revise our monitoring methodologies and species list. These are new developments which are part of the new requirements arising from the scientific research and environmental legislation. The general aim of our monitoring system is to establish a information basis for effectively implementation of national nature conservation policy. There are 5 specific aims which are very important for our job. First of all, we need to have a systematic monitoring of elements of biodiversity and to know what are the processes that influence their conditions using the scientifically reliable and practically available data collection and processing methods. The second, we need to have assessment of analysis of the state of the Bulgarian biodiversity and what are the influence of various factors of its components. The third very important task for our biodiversity monitoring system is the implementation of national legislation and national strategic documents. Also, our obligations which are connected with the Convention of Biological Diversity and natural directives on the European level. Our system is also the warning system for the processes and tendencies which are leading to damage and disappearance of species and habitats. Also, this monitoring system must provide information for the state of biodiversity and give the information to the general public, to give the possibility to public to know what is the situation with its biodiversity on the national level. The main components of our monitoring system are the species and habitats. As you see from the slide, we have a huge number of species from all biological groups. There are 9 biological groups, and the sum of the species are 962. These are mosses, vascular plants, fungi, invertebrates, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, and 93 types of habitats, which are part of Annex 1 of the Habitat Directive classification. The second component, which is very important one, this is the monitoring sites for each species and habitats. According to our practical view, the monitoring sites must be points, tracks, or sampling plots. The third one, which is very important for the field work, this is the monitoring methods. And we have a monitoring methods for each group or species which is part of the monitoring system. The fourth very important component, this is the method of assessing how to estimate the state of the species and the habitats. Next one, there are biodiversity indicators. There are information tools which we published in our national state report for environmental protection in the Republic of Bulgaria. And the last one, but not last as as important point, this is our information system, which is the main store of the primary data. So I will start with the information system because there will be just one slide. And our information system was produced 20 years ago. It's too old, unfortunately, and it's a distributed one. We have now more than 240 users, and this is the graph of the information, how the working flow comes from the field monitoring to our national database. As you see, we have a regional database. This is the free databases which are which each user can download from our website, and he has a possibility to put the data on it. And this regional database can be joined by open source, open desktop GIS application. As I said, we have 240 users, and all their data, we have a process of verification before this data comes to our national database. And our national database is connected with GIS server to make possibility to show data on the web or make some export for spatial and statistical analysis. Also, we have connections with external databases like birds databases, protected areas database, which is also located in our agency, and Natura 2000 database, which is part of the Ministry of Environment and Water. And this is the scheme of how working flow is working into our information system. So in the next slides, I will go through one of our main methods for monitoring and schemes. And in this presentation, I'll give you links. If there is interest, I can share this presentation with colleagues from Germany, and you can use our experience, what is our experience with working with these groups. First of all, the first monitoring scheme is the vascular plants. As you see from the slide, we have almost 200 plants species, and 27 of them we are reported under the Habitat Directive. This is very huge monitoring schemes, and the main parameters that we collect, they are the description of the sampling area. This is the main territory that every plant species lives. Description of the species population. This is the information for the occurrence of trees, shrubs, grasslands around the key species, and also are there any invasive alien species or other species in this area. Also, very important parameter for us, this is the projective cover for trees, shrubs, and grass, and then we estimate the density of the key species. For each of this information, we use GPS locations, and we count each individuals per square kilometers. Another and very important parameter is the threats. If there are any threats on the field, then each user, each field worker can add the information in the field forms. The threats is permanent parameter in each of our methodology. This is just an example of our parameters for the plants. This methodology has also the methods for assessing the state of the species. We assess the state on 3 different levels: sampling plots, biogeographical level, and on national level. And the main parameters for these estimations are the area in hectares, the abundance of the species, population cover, and the percent of threats. This is the map and two key species from our country. On this map, you can see the monitoring plots for 27 plant species that are reported under the Habitat Directive. The next monitoring scheme is the monitoring of nesting birds. On this map, you can see our data from 2024, and this is part of our project to collect data for nesting birds. And this in each point there are sampling plot for the species, for the nesting bird species. And in the end, in the left right side, you can see the short trends, which are part of the reporting of the nesting birds in the Habitat Directive, which was made last year. As you see, there are more birds which are in the stable situation, stable state, more than 37%. Unfortunately, we have also 21%, mostly 22% of birds which are they increase, and just 20%, 12% decline. The next monitoring scheme, which is very important for us, this is the monitoring of common birds, which is part of the Pan-European Common Bird Monitoring Scheme. And this monitoring scheme is conducted by Bulgarian Society of Protection of Birds. And for the period 2025-2027, this project was funded by our Ministry of Environment and Water. This scheme starts from the 2005. As you can see, the information, the graph on the right, colleagues from the Bulgarian Society of Protection of Birds calculate the state of 4 types of birds: arable birds, which are living in the arable lands, birds in forest, generalist, and total estimation of the whole birds, common birds. As you see, unfortunately, we have some declining in the last year. And the map shows the sampling plots for 2024. Next very huge and very important monitoring scheme is the midwinter count of water birds. On these graphs, you can see the number of individuals and the number of wintering birds from 2024 year. There are more than 260 wetlands which are visited by a lot of people, which are specialists from our ministry, which are volunteers, which are scientists. Sometimes there are more than 100 people on the field. This is the oldest monitoring scheme in Bulgaria. This year, 2025, we have a 50th anniversary, and the beginning was 1977. The next very interesting and important monitoring scheme for us, this is the monitoring of bats in caves. There are mapped with 52 caves, which are important for the breeding and wintering bats in Bulgaria. On the picture, you can see the colony of Myotis capucini, which is one of the numerous species in the winter time. And on the right side, my right side, yes, on the right side, there is information from the tendency of the bats which are living in caves from 2015 till 2023. And unfortunately, there are declining of the number of bats in the caves. Also, I can provide you a link with the methodology from our practical guide. Next monitoring scheme. This is the monitoring of bears. The other mammals, for which we have monitorings, there are also 23 species, and there is a link with the species. In this species, we have a monitoring scheme for wolves, for lynx, for gliridae, for a lot of mammal species. And in this slide, I want to show you how we make a monitoring of brown bear in Bulgaria. We measuring paw size on their paws, and then collect all information for their living in the forest. And this is on these slides there are information for the monitoring sites for brown bear in Bulgaria, where we go to try to find their signs, their paws, and we calculate the trends. This monitoring scheme starts 2011, and unfortunately, according to this method, measuring the paw size, we see that the number of bears are going down. The next monitoring scheme, this is the monitoring of chamois. This is the Balkan subspecies, Urpicapra balkanica. We count the observed individuals, then try to describe on the field their sex structure and age structure, and in the end we make statistical analysis using R3 or walk linear regression. On the first map you can see the monitoring sites. There is a picture of one female, and this is the information from the beginning of our monitoring, 2009. As you see, there is a moderate increase in the population of chamois on the national level, and on the right side there is a tendency in each geographical region where the chamois occurs in Bulgaria. And in Staroponina mountain, the population is going up. That's a good information for this species. So what are the key actors involved in the organization of the responsibilities within our monitoring system? The main colleagues that we work with whom we work, these are the governmental experts from the national parks, natural parks, and regional environmental inspectorates, which works for the Ministry of Environment and Water. Also, one of the big actors in the monitoring of biodiversity, there are the scientists from the Bulgarian Academy of Science and the universities where the biology is learning discipline. Also, we work very strongly with non-governmental organizations, and they work also with a lot of volunteers, mostly for the bird monitoring schemes, vascular plants, and Lepidoptera. According to the funding and data use and accessibility, the main sources of funding for our monitoring schemes are EU funds and the national budget. We use our data for the national to create the national report for the state of environment, and also their big usage is are the reports under the bird directive and the habitat directive reporting. Our data is very important for action plans for protected species, to develop these action plans, and also to map the ecosystems and the assessment of the ecosystem services on different areas. All primary data are available according to the Bulgarian legislations. So I will talk a little bit about our current projects. First of all, there is a big project which is connected with again with the monitoring of brown bears, but using genetic analysis. This project is funded by European Environment Program 2021-2027. And here our agency is the main beneficiary of the project. And our partners are the 3 national parks, Riva Pirin and Central Balkan, and 5 governmental estate enterprises. The project will be implemented between May 2025 and will finish in May 2027. The main outputs that we expect is to estimate the brown bear population at the national level. Also, we expect to estimate the population of the geographical territories. These are the all mountains that where the bears are distributed. Also, we need to know what is the sex structure and the estimation of the data quality. Then, in the last expected output is the level of inbreeding. Till now, we collect 2,755 samples. This was a field work that was conducted in 2025. We expect that this year, 2026, we will have second field season, and in the end of this year or in the beginning of the 2027, we hope that we will receive the expected outputs or results from the all collected samples. We collect the DNA samples from bears' cats. This is information that I missed to put in the presentation. So on this map, you can see the squares where our colleagues from the partner institutions collect the samples. These are 211 ETR squares, and we hope that these squares will cover the whole territory of the bears in Bulgaria. And in the end, we will know what are the real number of the bears. Second, as David said, we have some experience in European international initiatives like Maya project, and now we work actively within Biodiversity project. I will give you some example from our work in Biodiversity. We work actively in pilot, which is connected with the monitoring of invasive plant species and invasive nocturnal insect species, using cameras and from colleagues from Denmark. We learn the machine learning algorithms. You use machine learning algorithms on the basis of AI for species identification. The second project, which is very important for us, this is the automated monitoring of birds, bats, and insects through sound and image recognition. The short name is ABMS. Here we use again AMI traps, bats, and bird sound recorders. And we are in process of finishing our final report, and then the results will be available, I think, next month. From With the decision of the Council of Ministers in Bulgaria, from 2025, Bulgaria became a voting participant in the GBIF. This is the Global Biodiversity Information Facility. And a national delegate and a node manager are hosted in the Executive Environmental Agency. So I think that this is a short slide for the strengths, challenges, and future methodological or thematical developments. Here I try to explain what are our problems and challenges working with this huge system. For most of the species, we didn't have enough data to make comprehensive statistical analysis for short and long tendency. This is why for some groups like amphibians, reptiles, and fish, we just have 1 year of monitoring within the necessary of 6 years for the reporting issues. So the next very big challenge for us, we need to have a new information system with which can fit with the new requirements. This involved working with centralized web application and smartphones applications together a lot of primary data. Unfortunately, this is a very big problem in our institutions. We try to make a lot of public procurements to choose the best IT technology. Unfortunately, we finish in the court. So this year we will try once again to choose a good experienced firm. The next one, the next challenges is the implementation of methods for monitoring of habitats. As you see, I just present you the several monitoring schemes, but they are just for the species, on the species level. Unfortunately, the monitoring of habitats, we are not so well with this methodology, and we hope that to the end of the year, we will have a good methodology for these 93 habitats. The last one, we need sustainable funding to conduct annual field monitoring activities for all biological groups. And I think that this is the last my presentation. Thank you for your attention. And this is one of our bears from our photo traps.